It's been great. It's a really nice station, and plenty of people have said how nice and strong the signal is, so it's nice to get to use some good equipment.
So well, I saw you operating probably not long before you came here, so I was wondering whether you were going to be able to drag yourself away and or whether you were in the middle of a big pile-up, but I did spot you. How about you, Sam? Because you were on a bit earlier, weren't you?
Yeah, it's been great. I was on for I think the third and fourth hour of the contest, so it's been really good to be so recognised as well. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get the call sign, but as soon as they clock that it's WRTC, everyone knows exactly who it is, knows who to expect. And we've actually had a couple of questions off of people, breaking the flow of the contest a bit, which is always a bit surprising, but asking things like where to actually find the live stream and that kind of thing.
Oh, that's great. Good that people are looking out for us. So before we talk about all the things that you're involved in now, because you've actually got quite a lot in common, we'll come to that in a minute. Tell me first of all, how did you get interested in amateur radio? How did you come about it?
Yeah. So it was by chance. I was walking around and I saw a magazine called Practical Wireless, and I had a read through it, and I thought the whole amateur radio thing was exciting and interesting. And then I went and did my licenses, and I got my full license about a couple of months later. And then I got involved with the Cambridge University Wireless Society, and I started contesting, and that's basically it.
Okay, so you were studying at Cambridge, but you've now...
Yes, I did my A-levels in Cambridge.
Right.
And now I'm at London.
And now you're London. Okay, how about you, Sam?
So I first got started, it was actually a family holiday to Norfolk. We saw some amateurs doing lighthouses on the air, and actually just went up, asked them what's going on. Just discussed it with them and decided it actually sounds quite interesting. This was just before COVID. So did the exams online, some of the things they'd just come out that way. I did it alongside my dad, which was quite nice.
Oh, that's nice.
So since then obviously progressed to my intermediate and to my full, and then I've collected various other licenses from around the world in doing so. Got involved with the RSGB and just carried on from there.
So if you're a radio amateur and you do lighthouses on the air, or you do POTA or SOTA, great opportunity to talk about what you're doing and maybe encourage somebody to get involved in amateur radio. Well, it's strange that you talk about Practical Wireless, because Don Field, who is the editor of Practical Wireless, was sitting exactly where you are not that long ago today, and he was giving his expert commentary because he's been a judge at previous WRTCs twice and also a referee twice as well. So you're following in great footsteps exactly in that chair. So moving on to what you've got in common now, you're both involved with, or have been involved with, YOTA, which is Youngsters on the Air. Sam, you went to the summer camp last year in Paris, and Henry, you got an extra spot to represent the RSGB in Vienna this year, haven't you? So going in the summer. So Sam, what was the best thing about YOTA for you?
Oh, that's a tricky one.
Top three then, if you can't narrow it down to one.
I think the best way I can just describe it is it is brilliant fun. The camp itself, there's always loads of people, everyone's very friendly, but I think the best point of it is probably the intercultural evening, just because it's just so, I don't want to say random, but it almost is.
Oh no, it is.
You get people showing up with all sorts of stuff. We introduced a lot of people to Iron Brew, which was
that was your
it was not
thing
popular,
that
but it was. I was quite pleased because there's a bunch spare. No, everybody brought stuff from all over. Some people actually dressed up in traditional dress, although they were in the minority.
Right.
But it was brilliant fun. Actually, operating the station was quite a good experience as well, because personally at home I've been using 10 watts for as long as I can remember, and actually having something with a fair amount of power behind it was quite good. And then for the final one of the top three, I'd have to go with the ISS contact. It was just such a interesting. It wasn't captured on video particularly, but they're watching how the antenna actually tracked it across the sky so we could see what was going on was brilliant. Not quite in the top three, but interesting to hear that you've secured an extra space. Oh, yeah. So it seems that's a fairly common theme, because that's how we got me there last year.
Right,
it's good to see so many in the UK interested.
Absolutely. Before we move to you, Henry, you'll probably know that the RSGB hosted YOTA in 2017 here, and we were fortunate to have an ISS contact there as well. But I do remember the intercultural evening as well. Random is probably fair. Great way of understanding, you know, the background of everybody. And I do remember the Japanese team dressed up and showed everybody how to use chopsticks. I can't remember what the English team decided. It could have been custard creams and Yorkshire tea. I don't know, something strange like that. But that's the sort of randomness that I think you get when you're sharing what means something to you about your culture. It finds out a lot. So Henry, what are you looking forward to getting involved in when you're there this year?
So apparently we're going to be able to make some contacts we're going to take a ski lift up the top of a mountain and make some contacts up there, and
right.
There's apparently some ice caves that's going to use to experiment with, which is nice. And also I am looking forward to the intercultural evening now that you've mentioned it. Yeah. Still not sure I'm going to bring.
Oh, it's sort of an interesting aside to all of the amateur radio things that you're going to do there, obviously, though, as well. So, moving on from the YOTA summer camp, YOTA through the year, they also put on contests, which is a little bit of how you've got interested in contesting, isn't it, Sam? And we were both at Friedrichshafen recently, Ham Radio 2026, where there was a big presentation there about for the YOTA contests. And you and your team members had come third in the third round of the YOTA contest last year with the call sign GB0Y, and I think we're going to have a photo of you receiving your presentation that's come up on the screen there, of you with your certificates. Another member of your YOTA contest team that was seen in that picture, well, they weren't actually seen in the picture, were they, because they went to Friedrichshafen, which is Sophie, and she is the RSGB Youth Champion for Schools, and she was here on Wednesday talking to some pupils from Sandringham School about what it means to be a young radio amateur. So we've got three of you on site in one way or another, which is great to see. So tell me what else you were doing in Friedrichshafen, Sam, though.
So the main thing we were there to do, obviously part of it was the networking. There's obviously so many people to meet in so many areas of specialism that we don't necessarily get to interact with. But the main target was to find out what the youth like about their youth memberships at home and how we can bring that to the RSGB to promote our youth membership further. And we're also doing a little bit of promotion for RSGB convention, where we've got a youth dinner planned, we've got a youth forum room, all sorts of fun stuff going on. Absolutely.
And you're going to have a youth panel, I understand, yes, as well. So talking about bringing some experiences, some stories, some things together to inspire people and to talk to the wider convention audience about what young people are doing in amateur radio today.
Yeah, I must admit that's largely been Leon's domain. Unfortunately, he's not able to be with us today. He was scheduled to be, but he's taken ill, unfortunately. But he's been working very hard getting that all together. And from the bits I gather, it's going to be very interesting to listen to. And I'm hoping it will bring a nice little insight into how we think as the youth committee, and also we can see what everyone else is interested in us providing.
Well, we're very excited this is me talking with my RSGB hat on, very excited to have more youth activity at the convention this year. It was great to see so many young people there last year, and having something a little bit more formalised is going to be brilliant. So I'm looking forward to talking to you and many other young people there. As I go around and make videos in that context as well.